What celebrity did you once idolize that you are now embarrassed by? I'm embarrassed that I ever idolized celebrities. Adam Levine. Basically any YouTuber I grew up watching. Only once I became an adult did I realize how mediocre they all were. Bill Cosby. His Fat Albert cartoons helped to broaden my horizons as a kid. And although The Cosby Show wasn't my favorite comedy, it seemed like good, respectable, clean comedy. Then, yikes. Bam Margera. Listen to his recent appearances on the 9 Club and Steve O's podcast. Hope he stays sober this time. O.J. Simpson was a truly amazing running back, always setting running records while playing for a mediocre, at best, team. At some point in the 1970s I read a book about his poor upbringing and thought he was really impressive. I wouldn't say I idolized him though. Joss Whedon. I still love to watch his stuff, but there was a good reason he had to go away. I used to plan my afternoon around watching Dr. Phil. I thought he was so smart. Kevin Spacey. Does Mini Lad count? I used to adore the guy. Watched him when I was in middle school and shit. Then it comes out he was awful to his GF and took advantage of his fans. I went through a big Woody Allen phase in high school. Recent but Justin Roiland if he counts. I enjoy Rick and Morty a lot and I do personally think it's one of the best animated shows out there. But after learning and seeing those messages of him flirting and being creepy with teen girls who are fans of his, I became very angry and lost all respect for him. Gary Glitter. Madonna. Masterson. Honestly, when I saw Hyde on that 70s show I always loved the character. Never saw him in anything else I personally watched. And knowing what I know of him now, I can watch that 70s show all because I already knew the material. But if I ever saw he was gonna be in something I was excited for, it would probably drain any enthusiasm I had for the project. IDK if I would call her a celebrity, but I loved Coco Chanel, then learned what a trash person she was. Kane. I miss the old Kane. ERMMM. Chris Benoit. Steven Seagal. Lance Armstrong pouting. Bill Nye. I met him once IRL and he was an idol growing up. He was sort of out of public view and the way he was behaving towards women was clearly misogynistic and disgusting. He was perfectly kind and professional to me, but so rude and belittling to a good friend of mine. Female. As well as a female coworker that I now have no respect for the guy. Justin Roiland. Gene Simmons. Because he looked cool. I picked up a guitar as a kid and ended up making a living playing music. I can play damn near any instrument you hand me now because of that humble beginning. Imagine the pain of finding out Gene is a giant asshole. He's a misogynistic dick who never seems to miss an opportunity to say something aggrandizing about himself, something rude about women, something far-right nationalistic, despite himself being an immigrant whose family were in the Holocaust. All but his mother and uncle were killed by the Nazis. He is banned from appearing on Fox News for being too rude. This was due to him apparently ripping his shirt off to show off his chest to female staff and then telling pedophilia jokes about Michael Jackson. Yeah, he is not a hero anymore. Probably never was. Ellen DeGeneres. Mr. Rogers. Will not be making the list today. Hulk Hogan. When I was 5 he was the man. Train. Prayers. Vitamins. I am a real American and all. Real 80s poster child stuff. Turns out he's a complete piece of human garbage. John Wayne. As a kid, I absolutely loved John Wayne westerns. Some of my favorites were The Cowboys, True Grit, McClintock, etc. Recently I learned he was a massive bigot, racist. Which honestly makes sense considering the era in which he became famous. I just never thought about it. It's just not the same watching his movies anymore because now I know how he was. After Sachin Littlefeather, a Native American civil rights activist, refused an Oscar on behalf of Marlon Brando in protest of Native American portrayal in Hollywood films. Wayne had to be physically restrained by bystanders from trying to assault her. After hearing that story, I simply can't look at him the same anymore. Marilyn Manson, I was always inspired by his "perceive things how you want" views. That aged well. Young and dumb me thought Megyn Kelly and Meghan McCain were cool. But they're just grifters and their classism shows. Tyra Banks. I used to think, oh, how cool. She's mentoring aspiring models. She's pushing for more diversity and inclusivity in the fashion industry, challenging our perceptions of beauty, and pushing body positivity. Cool. Like I spent the latter half of the O being super into America's Next Top Model. When she laid into Janice Dickinson for fat-shaming a plus-size contestant. It gave me life. And then on closer examination, not only was a lot of the shit she did on America's Next Top Model extremely tasteless, toxic, and hypocritical, but she was a mess on her talk show. She defended doing shit like blackface and brownface in race-swapping photo shoots. Is just overall self-absorbed and embarrassing. And routinely tries to start up shitty new business ventures for overpriced crap that nobody wants or cares about. Her lack of self-awareness is stunning. Like, she's a legitimately good model and could give some great advice. And she had her moments where she seemed genuine. Like standing up for a gay contestant against a homophobic contestant. But a lot of what she does feels hollow and fake. And attention-seeking in the worst way.